So begins the great battle with Dai Dadabochi, the lunar giant, named after the giant of legend of the same name. Known for picking up entire mountains and being the reason why Mount Tsukuba in Japan has a split peak. He is also based on the lunar deity Yumigami from Okami. Yumigami being from the legend of the rabbit on the moon, which is Japan's version of the man on the moon. Hence why his face looks like a rabbit's face. Climbing up him, we have a 5-minute time limit we gotta deal with. And to make things interesting, King Fiori is going to be doing all he can to prevent us from reaching the top. Power slashes and wind are somewhat effective. However, sometimes just simply jumping out of the way of his attacks would be better. Even though it is playing battle music, this does not count as a technical battle, so your A button to dodge is not going to work here, unfortunately. So, as we climb up, King Fiori is based on the story of Sugawara no Michizane. He was a historical figure who rose to government power in Japan during the 9th century. However, he fell victim to a rival plot, died in exile, and it's believed that his death brought about bad luck due to many plagues that hit Japan shortly after his death. Similar to what has happened to Nippon here. Because of these plagues, the people of Japan long believed that Sugawara grew to hate all of them in death as they exiled him, wrongly convicted him, only for him to die in exile. Let's see if we can get King Fiori to stop attacking us. Sometimes I've noticed that wind works, sometimes it doesn't. I swear I've had wind work before, but sometimes it just seems to work when it feels like... There, it canceled out the cloud that was around him, but it didn't cancel out the shot, and I was a bit late jumping. I will say, the jumping away from his attacks can be a bit awkward, and I didn't do it there that time. Actually, no, what I did, I got away from it fine. So, let's get this over here. This is actually kind of a helpful item for this fight. And, of course, I can't show it right away. Right over here, we have an Inkfinity Stone. So, if you want to get unlimited ink because King Fiori is just bothering you like crazy, you can go ahead and use that. And based on how we entered Dai Dadabochi, I think it's safe to say that it's a female! Couldn't resist. And this area, I'll concede, is actually a little bit irritating. These are the same type of platforms that you found on the Thundercloud. We need to scale in the inside of the chest. And if you want to grab the chests along the way, you can. None of them contain any collectibles that are missable, so you don't need them. However, they are helpful to collect, of course. I, of course, will be collecting them. A 5-minute time limit really isn't all that bad, saying this even as someone who is terrible at these jumps. As you can see how terrible I am at them because of how long the timer has gone down, because of how long I had to cut away for just to make that one jump, and of course I make that one instantly. So we got 2 more chests right here. So we got a Holy Bone M before, and we get a Spirit Ink L. Okay. So we're getting a lot of ink-related items. Honestly, even if you don't go to the store much, they are really making sure that you have enough ink to do this fight with. A lot of people seem to have trouble with this. This is a battle that is made much more difficult if you don't understand all the little things that go into battles in Okami-den. If you understand every single thing about the battles, it's not quite as bad as it would be. Jump up, and now, let's go ahead and exit the giant. We are now at the very top. So, not much more to go now. Let's just get up to the top and see if we can take care of the controls on Dai Dadabochi's head. There are some ink pots there if you would like to grab them. It's not overly necessary, so let's go ahead and vine our way up. And of course, I gotta get a divide by 0 in there. I know this has a lot of tension to it, but come on, we can't have a little fun in the process too. I mean, come on, what fun is it if you can't have a little fun in the process too? So let's go ahead and scribble around a little bit more, and I think I actually connected it wrong there, so let's go ahead and do it again. And there we go! That looks so much cooler, honestly. So, we are now on the back of the giant, and up we go! Onto the head! Finally, we made it! You meddling brat. Ugh. child of the sun. Why? Why do you help these humans? They are despicable. They steal, they murder, they betray each other. They're a loathsome species. Their only virtue is that they die so easily. Mr. Sugawara, look, I don't have enough friends to ever have been betrayed. But I kind of get where you're coming from, dude. And I do know this. Humans ain't half as bad as you make them out to be. I know you had some rough times, and I feel for you, dude. But not all humans are bad once you give them a chance. Mr. Sugawara, you are so wrong on this. Silence! Enough! Enough of your lies! You understand nothing! I can stop Daidarabochi from going buck wild if I can keep at its controls. You're gonna have to hold off King Fury so I can do that. So begins our fight with Sugawara, or as he calls himself now, King Fury. He has many different attacks. What you're mainly gonna want to do is just keep wailing on him to keep him down, because you do not want him to touch Kuro. As you can see, Kuro, of course, has 3 units of health. It is especially bad if he hits Kuro in this case. However, something that you might want to remember. If he does indeed hit Kuro, you can pick him up, and it will restore his health if you just put him back down again. Now you will learn the true meaning of pain. This is so not good. Dude, I need you to guide me up to King Fury, and I need it done yesterday. So by doing this, we are going to be able to stop King Fury from charging up a really devastating attack. You don't have the power to even lay one finger on me. Ha, I don't need to touch you, dude. My panic can suck your demonic powers right out of you. That is very handy. Yarg! No! My power! You've taken my power! That's going to stun him for a long period of time. The demonic aura that was protecting him is gone. Now's your chance to get him. Now, admittedly, I've never tried finding out if in this state items can actually hurt him. So how about we find out together? Let's just use a small one so that we're not too wasteful of our items in case it doesn't work. And that didn't really do that much, actually. Just thought it was worth showing, but... right here, he is going to be attacking us with various slips. Make sure that Kuro remains at the controls of Daidarabochi. If he does not, then Kuro is not contributing anything. So, as quickly as you can, guide Kuro back to those controls. However, we are out of ink. I am going to need to use some Spirit Inks in this fight. No shame in using them at all. That's what they are for. Situations on the higher difficulty when you do not have any other use for them, of course. So, let's just keep wailing on him, keep the heat on him, keep him from attacking Kuro. If I can actually do this fight without him hitting Kuro, that would be really cool. I don't know if I will. Of course, it doesn't say it. Well, at least we got Kuro back on the controls at the very least. So he's going to mainly alternate between doing the attacks that you've seen so far, where he tries using lightning and he tries using those slips. You just want to keep power slashing them back. You can power slash multiple of them back at a time. Power slash those. And we hit them all back at him successfully. That's going to keep him down for a little while. Don't have any brush techniques that we can use on him right now. But here he goes doing his attack again, so we need to get Kuro off of the controls and get him up to King Fury. Using a Spirit Ink and charging up your glaive is, of course, always a good idea. However, as you see right there, King Fury is moving off to the side. You need to guide Kuro off to the side or guide him twice. Either or is fine. That'll stun him, and let's just wail on him. Let's not worry about using any exorcism slips at all. Let's just... whoa! Getting a new attack here. He is now splitting into 2! Gotta attack the real one. Which one is the real one? Who knows? Can be either or. And as you see there, in his sitar, he has a bit of a beam sword. A bit similar to a certain person from Okami. Not cool. Daidarabochi is moving. Stay out of his way. So, we not only have 2 King Furies to worry about, but we have Daidarabochi to worry about. So we need to guide Kuro to the controls to stop that. See if we can do any damage to him. Gotta use wind to take that out. And this one seems to be the real one because he's actually taking damage from it. After doing enough damage to the decoy, I believe it will stop moving. Whoa! However, doesn't matter too much because the decoy is real enough to hurt you. Gonna pick up Kuro right there and put him back down to recover his health because that would have surely killed him if I couldn't. We need to use wind right here. There's Daidarabochi's hand attacking us. Need to put him down, and that's Power Slash. Was enough to hurt one of them, but not the other. And whoa, they are both on top of me right at the same time. Let's go ahead and just use the wind once more. Bring him down. That is the decoy. Real one is using his prayer slips on us. We can Power Slash them before he launches them, actually. Not a bad idea. And not much more to go. You stay away from Kuro. Use the wind. And they are both stunned at the same time. Let's wail on them as much as we can. Get some health. And now things are really heating up now that Daidarabochi is moving around. We have that to worry about in addition to the King Furies that are attacking us. Now, we are not just doing this to save Ryoshima Coast and Seion City, but also for Kagu, who King Fury took so that he may possess her Miko powers. This could explain how he is able to wield powerful lightning as well as other things that he could not do the first time we saw him before he met Kagu, at least as far as we saw. I just always thought that was kind of a nice touch, how he is using powers that Kagu had. So, we need to take back Kagu, we need to stop him from destroying anything here at Ryoshima Coast, and we need to keep Kuro by the controls, but unfortunately it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Just keep remembering to pick up Kuro and putting him down in a timely manner. Now, whoa! Was not expecting that. Doing this fight without remembering to pick up Kuro to restore his health makes things a lot harder. So just keep remembering to do that. Now, he is stunned. Let's see if we can bring him down. He so graciously gave us ink when we were out. I didn't even need to use a Spirit Ink right there. That didn't do anything, unfortunately. And nothing I can do there. So let's just go ahead and take them down. King Fury is almost done. Not much more to go. As you can see, he is greatly weakened. Let's hopefully see if we can get rid of the decoy. Yes! Okay. When he charges up for this one final attack, he gets rid of his decoy in the process of doing so. So we need to guide Kuro up to him just one final time. He's going to move a lot faster this time to get away from him. But if we just keep moving Kuro forward, we should be able to prevent his final attack, suck all the dark energy out of him, stunning him in the process, and let's start attacking him one final time. For Seion City, Ryoshima Coast, and Kagu, you are finished, Sugawara!
Não,